Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Love in Riyadh show. Today is the 26th of March and today's episode is a mix of two very different stories, but both in their own way are about movement. One is about a journey that feels almost unbelievable, and the other is about making things a little easier for people who are stuck. Let's start with the journey. Imagine this, where you're traveling from Italy all the way to Makkah, not by plane, not by car in the usual sense, but on a long continuous ride covering around 7,500 kilometers. And right now, that journey is passing through Saudi Arabia with stops across regions like Qasim. It's the kind of story that makes you pause for a second, because 7,500 kilometers isn't just distance, it's time, it's effort, it's endurance. And what makes it even more interesting is the curiosity around it. People aren't just asking where he's going this tangi, they're asking how. What is he riding? How is he managing such a long journey? What's pushing him to keep going? And that's what makes stories like this so captivating. It's not just about the destination, Makkah. It's about everything in between, the roads, the landscapes, the people he meets, and the fact that he's choosing to experience all of it step by step or ride by ride. Because in a world where everything is fast, there's something fascinating about someone choosing the long way. Now, from someone constantly on the move unto people who recently couldn't move at all because of regional travel disruptions, a number of visitors found themselves stuck inside Saudi Arabia. Flights delayed, plans changed, and in some cases, visas expiring before they could leave. And that's where the second story comes in. Saudi Arabia announced a visa extension for certain visitors currently in the kingdom. A simple decision on paper, but one that makes a big difference in reality, because it gives people something they didn't have before: time to figure things out, time to avoid penalties, time to leave or stay legally without stress. And the extension applies to several types of visas, including visit visas, Umrah visas, transit visas, and final exit visas. Those affected now have until April 18 to resolve their situation. And here's what's important. They have options. They can either extend their visa through Abshir by paying the required fees, or they can leave the kingdom during the grace period without paying overstay fines. And that second option really matters because it recognizes something important, that not every delay is in someone's control. Sometimes things just happen and systems need to adapt. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. The goal was simple: make things easier, reduce pressure, allow people to move forward without being penalized for something they couldn't control. And when you look at both of today's stories together, they connect in an interesting way. One person is choosing to cross countries, kilometers at a time, like driven by purpose, curiosity, or something personal, and others are simply trying to get back on track after their plans were disrupted. But both stories are about movement, about journeys, like planned or unplanned, about how people move through places, and how places respond to people, whether it's a traveler passing through Saudi Arabia on a once-in-a-lifetime journey, or visitors being given more time and flexibility during an uncertain situation. Both reflect something important, that behind every movement, there's a story. That's all for today's episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you for tuning into the Love and Riyadh podcast as part of the Augustus Media Podcast Network. Please hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcast from.